Hey, Nico.
Those statues on the fireplace, are you sure they're in the right position?
Senor Marquez? Take a look at this.
That statue has seen better days.
I found this.
It looks like one of my father's statues. He collected ancient carvings.
Eva isn't a Gnostic?
As a child, she was shown the truth that is Gnosticism, but she has not chosen its path.
Anything else about the...
I keep telling you. We must hurry up.
I'd put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the... That? I'd put some... The statues of...
Ah, what is this? A staircase. I never knew. We must go up. We don't have much time. Stairs. Always stairs.
Oh my God, look at this.
Georges? Georges! What's this? A piece of burnt paper with the word Wolfram. That sounds familiar.
Wolfram. I curse that name forever.
What do you know about Wolfram, senor?
Wolfram. I spit on the name.
What is Wolfram?
It was a mining company, run by a murdering swine called Gainan. In the Civil War, they backed the fascists. In return, Gainan was given soldiers to do his dirty work. They came here, brought their bloody war to this house, and killed Senor Xavier.
So you have lived here for a long time?
All my life. My father served here before me. In fact, he named me after Senor Xavier's favorite saint, Saint Ramon, patron saint of the falsely accused.
That's nice.
Not really. The Moors put a padlock through his mouth.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess there's a lesson there for all of us. They shot Xavier? Senor Marquez's father?
I was just a boy, but I remember like it was yesterday. Shot him and
Why did they come here?
they were searching for something. But there is one thing I have never understood. Xavier tried, but the library windows are barred. It is a dead.
This Kenan, who was he?
He was Swiss, a businessman, and a murdering swine.
So what did he want here?
I don't know. When he wasn't torturing the locals, spent weeks in there, making notes and studying. His men, they crossed the whole of Catalonia.
Did they find it?
Who knows? One day, Gainan, an accident perhaps, in the mountains. The soldiers didn't stay long to search for him. They hated him.
The name Genan was familiar. He was the person who had tried to buy La Maledicte. A coincidence? Perhaps.
There is no such thing as coincidence.
So, when the soldiers left, you took back the house?
Yes. A few years later I returned and cleaned the place up. It broke my heart. I locked the library. I could not bear to touch Gay.
Can I have a look at the library?
No. I have kept it locked to honor the memory of Senor Xavier.
Please, this is important.
I lost the key.
You lost it?
That evening when I locked it up, I drank to the memory of Senor Xavier. The cellars were well stocked, Senora. It was a long night. I hid the key, then forgot where I hid it, so it is lost. That was all that was left in the morning. I haven't touched it.
I needed to find out what Ganon had been working on in that library. The bookcase held old Catalan books. I wouldn't be able to read them. There was a crate of bread. Apparently, Ramon drank them all. Must. The hole had collected. Ramon claimed he had tied. There was a row of the scroll beneath. The scroll on the plants at least was an intricate mosaic adorned the. The internal courtyard had been even overgrown. The castle was. The door was locked. I had to find it. I wondered where Ramon could have hidden it. An old apple. Shame that the goat's rope wasn't long enough for him to enjoy it. Hello, little one. Another brandy bottle? Ramon, really? The floor of the car was littered with tin can, an old pair of The dashboard seemed intact, but this old family car, a 5T71, extraordinary. The inside of the car was in a bad state. I picked up what looked like an old diary. It was Ramon's. The library will forever be a shrine. No one will enter. I shall hide the key in a safe place once I've eaten. I have just what I need and know what to do. Oh, beautiful lady, your eyes are so blue. I just can't stop thinking of you. Ramon was quite the budding poet. Our lives are entwined like ivy on a tree. That is what you mean to me. Nice. Hey, I was reading that. Have you no respect for great art? Pretty indigestible, huh? No, that wouldn't be good. A pile of old... Looked like the goat had been... The goat had... Seemed unnecessary. The garden was not... Eva... He's old, I suppose. Well, yes.
You did?
Yes, we found us.
What?
Your father...
What? That's ridiculous.
Don't worry. So he always tells. Have you ever been?
No, I'm told it is locked.
The key is lost. Ramon says he hid it.
Shame.
Talk to you later. The fountain. A heap of old brandy bottle. Ramon must have been in the car on that night. Tin can keys. According to the sundial, it was mid-afternoonish. So, you have no...
All I remember.
The hole had... The plants at least... The plant... The hole had collections of... The mountain. A beautiful the internal courtyard. A few crows circled above the lonely spot. The wind chime looked like it was made from old cans. I wondered if it was Ramon. Despite the scrap components, the wind chime was beautiful. Despite this, one old sardine can was bulging slightly. I fished around. There was something in it. And there it was, the key. I found your key. Do you want to be with me when I open?
No. And anyway, I must...
Ramon had been true to his word. This place was like a shrine. The old armor, Genon clearly hadn't moved it. The table had been an empty. When they left, Genon's soldiers probably. A globe sat. I wondered if Marquez had played with. The trunk contained someone's personal possessions. At a guess, Genon's. I wondered what. The map had interesting markings and scribbles all over it. Georges would be so jealous.
So, what is this place, Senor?
It is my family's chapel.
It's not like any chapel I ever saw. Where's the altar, the crucifix, the Christian symbols? And this fresco, what's that?
How extraordinary. It tells a story. It depicts the journey of my ancestors, the Cathars, and their escape from the hilltop fortress of Montsegur with the Tabula Veritatis, from under the very noses of the soldiers of the Albigensian Crusade.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who are the Cathars? And what have they got to do with the tabula?
The Cathars were Gnostics. They lived in the south of France in the 12th century, at peace with the Jews and the Catholics of the Languedoc. They preach that men and women are equal, that God is within you, and that the Church is an obstacle to salvation. The Pope found their core beliefs abhorrent. The Cathars accused him and his church of corruption. He condemned them as heretics. When the Pope learned that they were the guardians of the Tabula Veritatis, he conspired with the King of France and called for a holy war to wipe them out. The Albigensian Crusade was a callous, ruthless massacre. The final confrontation took place here, at Montsegur in 1244. The Crusaders believed that they had slaughtered all the heretics, but a handful managed to escape with the tabula. They traveled south across the Pyrenees along secret trails. They brought the tabula here to Catalonia to be hidden once more. Sadly, it was not the end of their trials. The Spanish Inquisition saw to that. Nevertheless, for generations, my ancestors continued to guard the secret of the tabula. So, you understand why La Maledizione is important to me. It will lead us to the tabula again, so we can keep it safe from those who wish to abuse its power.
The painting brought us up here, Senor. We need to find out why. It was a candelabrum holding a single candle. It was a large... The statue held aloft a colored... These statues...
What of them?
They're just like the figures in the painting. And on the fireplace.
Indeed, they are the two pillars of the Gnostic faith in harmony. And the bearded one is Yahweh, Jehovah, God of the physical world. The other is known by many names. Helel, Ishtar. He is the bearer of light, Luxfere, Lucifer.
Lucifer? So you guys are devil worshippers?
No. When he is in balance with Jehovah, Lucifer is the god of desire and ambition, driving humans to be inquisitive, to discover, to advance. Just as Jehovah, when he is in balance with Lucifer, is the god of order. Jehovah stands for selflessness and altruism. Gnostics worship the harmony of both gods in balance.
But what if one were to rule without the other?
If Jehovah ruled without Lucifer, then individuality would be surrendered. Mankind would be wholly conformist, mindlessly dependent, mere pawns of a controlling power.
And what if Lucifer ruled without Jehovah?
Ambition and desire would be transformed into unbridled greed, and man would lust only for wealth and power. Society would descend into chaos, disorder and war would prevail. Then Lucifer would be the devil indeed.
Marquez had told me that this statue was The fresco deserved a proper examination. The fresco was surrounded by dusty inscriptions. My Latin was a little rusty, but I could still translate. Ex igne puritas, from fire, purity. Ex luce veritas, from light, truth. Ex labore sapientia, from struggle, knowledge. A town of northern Catalonia. A town of northern Catalonia. Cathars being burned at the stake. A town of northern Catalonia. Cathars being burned at the stake. That would be pointless. It was a glass wheel divided into 6 colors, and it looked like it could be rotated. Part of the lens was covered. The first passage read, "And thus spoke the accused. In this ritual we find succor. Clad in blue, the perfecti take the form of the spiritual, and look towards the rising sun, toward the tree of knowledge. Clad in green, the credentes look the other way, towards the setting sun, where stands the tree of life." I wondered what it all meant. The third passage read, "Pure light, white light, pure light will win." So it was written in the old texts, affirmed by the Tabula Veritatis. And these were the accused's last words. Interesting. There was more about light, and somehow the Tabula Veritatis had a connection. Simeon would have known what it all meant, but unfortunately, Simeon was dead. Nope, I needed to... The color changed from yellow to green. I removed the small leather cover to reveal a crude crystal lens. Colored light streamed through and shone onto the fresco. The color changed from green to turquoise. The color changed from turquoise to blue. The color changed from blue to magenta. The color changed from magenta to red. The color changed from red to... The color changed from yellow to green. It was a glass part of the lens. The color changed from yellow to green. The color changed from green to turquoise. The color changed from turquoise to blue. A town of... Just what this place needed. Bit of mood lighting. If only I had a few scatter cushions. The mountain fortress of...
Amazing. The light is showing the path of the Bonzom.
The what?
The sacred trail my ancestors took across the Pyrenees, carrying the Tabula Veritatis, from Montségur across the mountains to this town.
And which town is that?
I don't know. That I cannot answer. But its coat of arms is quite distinctive.
But how does it bring us closer to the tabula?
It tells us the route.
I think that's all.
You're right. Eva will be getting worried.
Okay, we found the route of the Bonzom Trail. How does it help us?
It must somehow relate to the painting.
Papa, are you crazy? What are you doing?
I'm fine, don't fuss.
You got me out here to look after you, so Ramon is outside keeping watch.
Georges, I'm glad you're safe. What did you find?
There's a secret chapel above the fireplace. But it's not your average everyday chapel. It's a Gnostic chapel. All laid out for worshiping not one god, but two.
What?
I'll tell you when we have more time.
You know, I found some things too, which might connect with all that. Come to the library. Oh, could you bring the painting? I think we're going to need it.
What are you doing with La Maledizio?
Nico found something. I promise to take care of it.
Eva, go with him. Make sure the painting comes to no harm.
I should stay with you, Papa.
Don't worry about me. La Maledizio is more important.
Have you brought the painting?
Sure, why do you want it?
Because I found out what Ganon was.
The Ganon who tried to buy the painting from Medovsky?
No, Ganon who led the fascists here. Ganon who and who vanished one day, leaving that trunk.
You think he's connected to the Ganon?
It seems likely that.
So what's the plan, Yvonne?
Take a look at this. It's Ganon's map. He was searching for something.
Searching for what exactly?
The Tabula Veritatis, I guess.
You think he found it?
I doubt it. If he had, then people wouldn't still be chasing.
So why did you want me to bring it?
See this scribble in the sea?
It's the same shape as the circles around the Ouroboros.
Yes, Ganon thought that pattern in the painting had.
So, I guess we try to finish. I'd put money on those circles around the Ouroboros.
But which places?
Maybe the painting can give us some more clues. The map had to be the key. The French castle Montsegur. I saw this location highlighted. This was one of the locations highlighted on the fresco.
And this was the starting point of the journey of the Bonan, the good man.
The municipality of Pousserda. The municipality of Olat. The municipality of Berga. The municipality of Berga. I couldn't be sure that it was the right place. I wasn't sure that I had all the information I needed to pinpoint the important locations. The scroll beneath the shield read Figueres. The scroll under the shield read Olot. The coat of arms was exactly the same as the one depicted on the fresco. It read Berga. The scroll beneath the shield. The scroll under the The scroll below the shield read Lorette de Mar. The scroll below the scroll under the shield. The scroll beneath the shield read Puicharda. The scroll below the Time to take another look at the map. 4 clues, 4... So, the coat of arms on the fresco pointed us towards Berga.
Then it must be important.
2 locations down. If the vignettes on the painting were anything to go by, I needed to find 2 more. Inside the ring was what looked like an affluent town. It depicted the town of Berga on the trail of the Bonzon. The castle gate signified the mountain fortress of Montségur. There was a tower within the ring. A scarred Inside the ring was what looked like an affluent town. The village of San Ramon.
Saint Ramon. Ramon told me he was named after a Saint Ramon.
There's also a saint on the painting.
Let me guess, he has a hefty padlock?
I'd found 3 locations. Now I had to track down the last one. I wasn't sure that I lifted the hat out of the chest. I removed the oilcloth from the chest. I picked up the blanket. There was nothing underneath it. I had no desire to take the old boots. I had no desire to take the old boots. A pair of worn-out boots lay in the bottom of the trunk. There was something I picked up the folded note. It was a telegram. I put everything back in the chest. Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
Any ideas on what Ganon was trying to do with this?
Find the tabula veri.
Eva was still suspicious of us, but I was glad she was around. Four clues, four locations. The city of Girona. The city of Girona. Gannon had been researching the possible locations of the tabula. Perhaps there were some clues left in his possessions. The city of Girona. The tabula was unlikely to be out there. The municipality of Santa Coloma de Farnese. The municipality of Granollers. The city of Barcelona. The municipality of the mountain range of Montserrat. The city of the municipality of the municipality of the municipality of Cervera. The city of Girona. The municipality of Figueres. The municipality of Bascara. The municipality of Olot. The municipality of San the municipality of Vic. That was a total guess. Maybe the painting or fresco would have helped. Inside the ring was what looked like an affluent town. It was the figure of a priest, but the figure was pointing up at a ring above him. The building in the ring depicted the town of Saint Ramon. A large Ouroboros. Inside the ring was what looked like the municipality of Olat. Gainand had been researching the possible locations of the tabula. Perhaps there were some clues left in his possession. The municipality of Figueres. I couldn't be sure that it was the right place. The municipality of Vic. The location didn't sound familiar. I needed to get up to speed on the municipality of Granollers. Gainand had been researching the possible locations of the tabula. Perhaps there were some clues left in his possessions. The municipality of Figueres. I couldn't be sure that it was the right place. The location didn't sound familiar. I needed to get up to speed on Gainand's research. The municipality of... That was a total guess. Maybe the painting or fresco would have helped. The mountain range of Montserrat. The location didn't sound familiar. The municipality... That was a total guess. Maybe the... It was La Malediccio. Four clues, four locations. I just needed to pinpoint the location they referred to. Four clues. Four clues, four locations. I just needed to pinpoint. I deciphered the telegram. The Tabula Veritatis was smuggled out of Montsegur to Catalonia by a group of Cathar survivors. I have confirmed this from confessions extracted by the Dominican Inquisitor Emmerich of Girona. It was signed Wolfram. 4 clues, 4 locations. I just needed to pinpoint the location they referred to. The Dominican monk Emmerich was from Girona. The dog-headed priest on the painting. I could see a pattern emerging. The locations had formed an odd cross shape, similar to the layout of the orbs depicted on the painting. This is the center point of the cross, so the tabula must be here. Montserrat. It has to be Montserrat. The question is, what's Montserrat?
It's a monastery in the mountains, quite a tourist spot. But there's something else. I think it used to be a Gnostic refuge, hundreds of years ago.
Bravo, my friends.
Dovsky?
No, Langham.
No, it's Genan, isn't it?
Very good, Miss Collard.
So, what happened to the real Langham?
He went for a long swim in the Seine. Now, I was expecting to have to rip this place apart and retrace my grandfather's steps, but I do believe you have saved me quite a lot of work. The tabula is at Montserrat. Who would have thought it? The old man will be coming with me.
No, please, take me instead. He doesn't know anything.
And you do? I think not.
But he is old.
Eva, hold your peace, child.
You can't do this.
Oh, but I can. I will. Man is weak, servile, controlled. He must be freed, freed from all constraints, free to fulfill his desires.
And you plan to raise the devil to achieve that?
Not the devil. Lucifer. Now, if you don't mind, we have a long journey ahead of us. Come on. They can rot in there.
We have to get out of here now. I assume that lunatic is as dangerous as he looks.
I'm afraid so, Eva. I think he's killed before.
You know, Nico, we were chasing Medovsky, but all along, we were really up against Ganon's grandson. Look, daylight.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a false door, Nico.
So that's why Marquez's father tried to escape through here. He didn't have time to open the false door.
Aha!
Great work, George. Come on, Eva, let's go.
We need to rescue your father and stop Langham before he gets the tabula. Eva, I think you better stay here.
Are you kidding? You'll need me, especially if there's a fight.
Eva, it'll be very dangerous.
Signora, you do not understand. It is my duty.
Okay. We'd better check up on Ramon first.
Sure. Then we will go and kick some ass.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Montserrat was way up in the mountains, a major tourist destination. But we went there as tourists. We had an old man to rescue and an ancient tablet to find. And standing in our way was a cold-blooded killer. Why would the tabula be hidden up here of all places?
For hundreds of years, the mountain has been kind of a sanctuary. There's an old Benedictine monastery up the hill.
Well, I guess that's where we need to start looking.
Wow, it's empty. Where is everyone?
This place is normally full of tourists.
I don't like the look of this one bit.
At least it's not monks with guns.
Don't even go there, Nico. Time to bring out the dumb tourist.
It's a role you were born to play, Georges.